You reached for the same lipstick you've worn for years, the reliable one, the one you could put on without even looking. You swiped it on, glanced in the mirror, and something was off. Your face looked a little tired, your teeth looked a little dull, your mouth looked hard instead of soft and lifted. Here's what nobody tells you. It wasn't your face, it wasn't your age. It was the undertone of that shade, quietly draining the color from your own skin. Today, the one lipstick shade that ages you after 60, and 3 that lift your face instead. Welcome back, beautiful. I am so glad you're here. Before we start, I want you to hear something. Lipstick is the single fastest, cheapest way to lift your whole face or to quietly drain it. It takes 5 seconds and costs almost nothing. And yet the shade you choose changes how rested, how bright, and how well you look more than almost anything else you put on. This is not about expensive brands. Everything I'm about to show you, you can find at any drugstore. And I'm going to give you a simple test so you can find your own perfect shade, not just take my word for it. And one more promise before we begin. I will never tell you that a lipstick erases a wrinkle or takes 20 years off, because that isn't true and you deserve honesty. What the right shade genuinely does is let your face look as rested and alive as you already are. That's the real magic, and it's more than enough. So let's start with the one that's quietly working against so many of us. Let's talk about the shade that ages you, because you need to know what you're looking for before we fix it. It comes in 2 forms, and between them, they are on more women's lips than any other. The first is the flat, cool-toned, dark shade, a deep, cool brick, a dark, muted plum, a brownish burgundy with no light in it. And the second is what I call the 90s nude. That muddy, brownish beige so many of us have worn on repeat for 20 years without ever questioning it. Now I already know the objection, because I've heard it 100 times. Dark feels more sophisticated, and that brown nude feels like the safe, neutral, everyday choice. I understand completely, but here's what those 2 shades are actually doing. A cool, flat, or muddy tone sitting right at the center of your face casts a faint gray shadow around your mouth. It settles into the fine lines around your lips and makes them look deeper. And worst of all, a cool or brownish base right next to your teeth makes your teeth look more yellow by contrast. So the very shade you chose to look polished is quietly making you look tired and drawing attention to exactly the things you'd rather soften. Here's the twist most women never hear. The sophisticated dark shade and the safe brown nude are the 2 doing the most damage of all. Think about where the eye goes. Your mouth is at the center of your face, and color there reflects up onto your skin and your teeth. A flat, gray, muddy tone reflects flatness and gray. There's nothing lifting the face at all, so here's what to do right now. Go find your everyday lipstick and swipe it on the back of your hand, right next to your wrist, where you can see your skin. If it looks flat, gray, or muddy against your skin, if it seems to sink and dull rather than glow, set it aside. Not forever necessarily, but set it aside for now. And I want to say gently, this is not about a shade being wrong or you having chosen badly. Many of us picked these colors decades ago when our skin had more natural warmth and could carry a cooler or deeper tone easily. Skin changes. It loses a little of its own warmth and light over the years, and that's completely natural. It simply means the shades that flattered you at 40 may not be the ones that flatter you now, and that's worth knowing, not worth any regret. Because now I'm going to show you the 3 that do the exact opposite, and the first one is the gentlest place to start. The first shade that lifts your face is what makeup artists call your My Lips But Better Rose. And I already know some of you are thinking a rosy pink feels too young, or too bright, or not serious enough for you. Stay with me, because this is the one that quietly does the most. The wrong version is a frosty, shimmery pink, or a harsh, bright bubblegum that sits on top of the face and looks like you're trying too hard. That's not what I mean at all. The right version is a soft, warm rose, just a shade or 2 deeper and richer than your own natural lip color. It looks like your lips, on your very best day, when you've slept well and had a good long walk in fresh air. Here's the twist. It sounds too soft to matter, almost too plain to bother with. But this is the exact shade that makes people stop and say, "You look so well rested. What have you been doing?" Because a warm rose brings that natural flush of blood color back to the face, the color that softens and fades over the years. It lifts and freshens the whole face, and it never once looks done or heavy. Think about it. It puts life and warmth right back at the center of your face, gently. So here's what to look for. A soft rose with a warm base, not a blue or cool one, and a satin or cream finish, something with a little softness and light to it, rather than a flat, dry matte that can settle into the fine lines around the mouth and look dry. As we get older, our lips naturally lose a little fullness and moisture, so a creamier formula does double duty. It gives that soft flush of color, and it keeps the lips looking smooth and hydrated rather than parched. If your lips tend to feel dry, a lip balm underneath, blotted, gives you the perfect base. Now the next one is bolder than you might reach for on your own, and it's a genuine secret weapon. The second shade that lifts your face is a warm coral or a warm berry, depending on your skin. And here, the objection gets a little louder. Brighter color. At my age. Isn't that too much? I promise you it isn't, if you choose it right. The wrong version is a harsh neon or an icy, cold-toned bright that fights your skin. The right version has real warmth and life in it. A warm coral, somewhere between pink and orange, for warmer skin. Or a warm berry, a raspberry with warmth rather than blue, for cooler skin. Here's the twist. The fear is that any brightness reads as too much, as trying too hard. But a touch of warm brightness actually reads as healthy, vital, and confident, never loud. It's the difference between a woman who has faded into beige and a woman who is clearly still very much here, present, and enjoying herself. And I want to gently push back on the idea that brightness belongs only to the young. A confident woman in her 60s or 70s wearing a warm, lively color reads as someone comfortable in her own skin, and that ease is far more striking than any amount of youth. Color is not something you age out of. If anything, it becomes more powerful, because it's a choice, and choice is read as confidence. Think about where the eye goes. Warmth at the mouth reflects up onto the skin like a soft, flattering light, and it brightens the entire face. It can even make your teeth look a shade whiter, because a warm tone next to them cancels the yellow instead of emphasizing it. This is the single most overlooked trick in the whole video. So many women reach for whitening products and worry about their smile, when simply switching from a cool, blue-based shade to a warm one does more to brighten the teeth than almost anything, instantly, and for a few dollars. Now, how do you know which one is yours, the coral or the berry? Here's the test, and it's the most useful thing in this whole video. Turn your wrist over and look at your veins in natural light. If they look green, and gold jewelry tends to suit you, you have warm undertones, and warm coral is yours. If they look blue or purple, and silver jewelry suits you better, you have cool undertones, and warm berry is yours. Tell me in the comments right now, are your veins green or blue? That one answer tells you which of these shades will suit you best, and I read every single comment. Now back to it, because the last shade is the one that surprises women the most, and I mean it. The third shade that lifts your face is a soft red tuned to your undertone, and I can already hear it. Red. Red is too much. Red is too bold. Red isn't for every day, and it certainly isn't for my age. I want you to set that down for just a moment, because this is the biggest misunderstanding in this whole video. The wrong version, the one that scared you off red years ago, is a harsh fire engine red or a dark, heavy, vampy red that overwhelms the face. Yes, those can be a lot, but that is not the only red, and it was never the red for you. The right version is a soft red, tuned precisely to your undertone. Here's the twist that changes everything. Red was never the bold risk. The wrong undertone of red was. The right undertone of red is quite simply the single most lifting, most brightening shade a woman can wear. It's the classic that every generation of elegant women has come back to, and there's a reason. Think about what the right red does. It instantly brightens the whites of your eyes. It makes your teeth look noticeably whiter, and it lifts and defines the whole face in a way no other shade can match. So here's how to find yours. If you have warm undertones, those green veins, choose a red with orange or coral warmth in it, a tomato red, a warm coral red. If you have cool undertones, those blue veins, choose a red with blue or berry in it, a true red, or a soft cherry. And if bold feels like a big leap, here's the gentle way in. Start sheer. Apply it with your fingertip, pressed softly into the lips for a soft wash of color, and build it up only as much as feels like you. You get every bit of the lift at whatever strength feels comfortable. You may find, like so many women do, that the right red quickly becomes the shade you reach for most, the one that makes you feel instantly more put together on a day when nothing else has cooperated. And here's a small practical tip that makes red so much easier to wear. Use a lip liner in a matching shade first, just to define the edges, so the color stays exactly where you want it and doesn't feather into the fine lines. That one extra step is the difference between red looking effortless and red looking like a struggle. With the liner underneath, even a sheer wash of red stays crisp and clean all through lunch. So here is what ties all of this together, the villain and all three heroes. And it's the real secret underneath everyone. It comes down to warmth and undertone. A lip shade lifts your face when it has warmth and light in it, and when it matches your own undertone. And it drains your face when it's flat, cool, or muddy, fighting against your skin instead of working with it. That's the whole thing. Find your undertone once, with that simple vein test, and every single shade choice from here on gets easier. You'll be able to stand in any drugstore aisle and know, almost at a glance, which shades will love your face and which ones won't. No more buying 3 lipsticks, hoping one works, and quietly abandoning the other 2 in a drawer. Just look for warmth, look for light, and match it to your undertone. It really is that simple once you know the rule, and you'll never waste money on the wrong shade again. And I want to be honest and clear with you about one thing, because I never want to oversell. No lipstick erases a line or turns back a clock, and it doesn't need to. What the right shade does is let your face look as bright, rested, and alive as you actually are. That's not a small thing. That's everything. If this gave you a fresh way to look at the lipsticks sitting in your drawer, give this video a like. It genuinely helps more women find their way here. Subscribe if you want more real, practical style and beauty advice made for this stage of life, with new videos every week. And tell me in the comments, honestly, are your veins green or blue, and which of these 3 shades you're going to try first? I read every single one, and I truly love hearing from you. Your best years are not behind you. They are happening right now, and the right lip color just lets your face show it. Stay stylish and stay confident, always. You deserve to feel beautiful exactly as you are today.